Joining me now in the studio with more on the ongoing efforts to build ties with African and Arab nations is Likud Knesset member Dr. Avraham Neguise, the chairman of the Caucus for African-Israeli Relations and the chairman of the Committee for Immigration, Absorption and Diaspora Affairs, among many other titles. Knesset member, it's such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so let's just start with Chad and the public relations between Israel and Chad. What are your initial reactions to President Debie's visit and Netanyahu's planned visit to go to Chad and the strengthening relations between these two countries?
Well, I welcome this relationship because it is in the first time of coming to the Knesset, I established this caucus, and the Prime Minister came and inaugurates the caucus. The Prime Minister leads this a very wonderful diplomatic strategy for the best of Israel and the people of Israel, and of course also for the well-being of the people of Africa, because Israeli technologies are today saving millions of lives in Africa. The modern medical treatment and methods and the technologies are using Israeli doctors, and also the agriculture technologies, water, solar energy, and cyber, and all these technologies are really helping the world and helping also Israel.
So, all right, but what about some of the arguments, say again, as I mentioned earlier, Meretz party leader Tamar Zandberg, who said, that maybe we shouldn't be working with countries like Chad, who has been accused of many horrific crimes against political dissidents and journalists and LGBT community, etc. Is arming or working with certain countries worth it? Do the ends justify the means?
Well, first of all, I think it is good that to have a dialogue with these people and talk to them, and then also importing the value of democracy for those countries if there is no democracies. But however, the member of Knesset, Zandberg, they used to say that Israel is isolated from the world. And now when the Prime Minister is leading and bringing Israel is one of the superpower of the world and unifying Israel's activities with other nations, and Israel is also sharing its knowledge and experiences to save life with other nations. Now she is coming again and complaining. So whatever the government do, the opposition always, they will have something to say. So I don't think we take it serious.
Okay, fair enough. So let's move back to Israel then for now. Right now we're looking at Netanyahu and a lot of the public diplomacy with foreign countries and a lot of the outreach to Arab countries like Oman and Bahrain and UAE, Saudi Arabia, etc. But what about and in African countries as well, of course. So what about all the Ethiopians who are here in Israel and are those back in Addis Ababa and Gondar who are still waiting to be airlifted here, and the 40,000 some refugees and migrants who are asylum seekers here in Israel? Is our focus abroad when it should be at home?
Well, first of all, the Ethiopian Jew situation is different from the asylum seekers.
Of course.
Those who are waiting in Addis and in Gondar, the number is 8,000 of our brothers and sisters, which they have 80% of them, they have first-degree families here. The government has received unanimously a decision in 2015, and that decision is on implementing it every year in a small number, which I am not satisfied. The government's activity
this year is only
on
1,000,
this.
I think.
Yeah, last year they came 1,300 immigrated to Israel, and this year, just recently, the government decided to bring another 1,000, and the Ministry of Interior people are already in Ethiopia processing to bring those 1,000. I am not happy on that, how the government is treating this situation. We should bring all that 8,000 as soon as possible and reunite them with their parents, with their sons and daughters and brothers and sisters. So this is our community, this is our brothers and sisters, undivided member of our communities. Now, on your question about the 40,000 asylum seekers, the government is working to solve this problem with dialogue and cooperation with those people. The Ministry of Interior is dealing with situation. This issue is not discussed with my community, since my committee is Immigration, Absorption, Diaspora Affairs, not asylum seekers.
All right. Well, Knesset member Dr. Neguise, thank you so much for coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I hope you come back soon. Thanks for sharing your insights again.
Welcome.